Oh, great.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. Good
We're
morning.
going to do a joy song with you. Are you ready?
All that fiddle music for Irish music should have woken you up a little bit, so you should have energy. So as you are able, please rise. Stand. Okay, let's keep the instructions simple here. There it is. Oh, look, you've got the words. You can sing right along. Awesome.
Oh, it's great, great, absolutely great. Oh, it's great to be alive today. Oh, it's great, great, absolutely great. Oh, it's great to be alive today. Oh, it's great, great, absolutely great. Oh, it's great to be awake today. Oh, it's great, great, absolutely great. Oh, it's great to be awake today. Oh, it's great, great, absolutely great. Oh, it's great to be so joyous now. Oh, it's great, great, absolutely great. Oh, it's great to be so joyous now. Oh, it's great, great, absolutely great. Oh, it's great to be enthusiastic now. Oh, it's great, great, absolutely great just to feel enthusiastic now.
Are you awake?
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Surely the presence of our God is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of our God is in this place.
Well, good morning. You know, we wish Reverend Mo safe travels and lots of fun on her worldwide journey. We miss her, but we have had such an interesting and will continue to have an interesting group of guest speakers. And I forgot to tell you something about last week's speaker, Reverend Linda McLeod. She worked for Honeywell for 35 years. And I didn't say it because I wasn't sure, but she told me afterward it was okay. If you ever read the book or saw the movie Hidden Figures, that's what she lived, except for the part about walking 2 blocks to the bathroom. Well, today we have Jackie and Soshito Serrano Ambro, and they call themselves the Gypsy Gals for a reason. This mother-daughter trio sings and plays a variety of musical instruments that you're going to hear today, but they travel full-time in their RV, pulled by their 1-ton diesel truck, which they even work on it for maintenance. They're workshop leaders, and they focus on building healthy relationships and thriving communities. Grounded with roots in Unity Village, they brought their talents to many Unity churches. As moving targets, they offer online courses, which you can see at their website, transformationroadtrip.com. Jackie is a transformational anthropologist, certified EFT practitioner, and you're even going to get a little of that EFT later, and a certified hypnotherapist, which I don't recommend the hypnotherapy part during the service, but Soshita is a posse musician and singer, professional organizer, and licensed prayer chaplain. The Gypsy Gals are on a mission to awaken divine love everywhere they go, and they want you to know each one of you makes that possible.
Thank you so kindly, Diane. Thank you. It is such a joy to be here. So join with me for a moment. Actually, I guess I don't need this. I'm supposed to have this other one on. The tech is gonna, yeah. Just leave that on. You mark, okay, good. Those guys up there in the booth are absolutely fantastic. Thank you for making our lives easier. So, to prayer. I am so grateful as I take a deep breath to be here with you. Going into our heart space, we let these words be your words. Sweet Spirit, we are grounded in love and in relationship with one another. Our lives are blossoming in divine order. This divine order has brought us to this moment together. All the moments in our lives have led up to this moment, and we are here now in love. We say, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. Guitar. Does fuel filter changes, and she's awesome. This song, as you will notice, is Everyday Angels. It's actually a Girl Scout song. But we're Girl Scouts, and she's a Gold Award member, winner, so
Yeah, I got
recipient.
my gold award, so.
that's the Eagle Scouts and Boy Scout talk. All right.
Everyday angels walk this world with me. Everywhere we go, they move so easily. We may even pass them by on a sidewalk or a street. 'Cause everyday angels move lightly on their feet. Everyday people looking for a smile. 'Cause everyone needs one every once in a while. Heaven knows the storms may blow till you think you've reached the end. That's when those everyday angels quietly descend.
Everyday angels take every opportunity to shine a light or lend a hand, share a smile with the people they meet. This is for all those everyday angels who brighten up somebody's day. You know it's alright if we just try, 'cause we're all just learning to fly. We're just learning to play guitar too.
Everyday angels are not so hard to see. Everyone knows one. They look like you and me. Now's the time to celebrate these unselfish acts of love. You know it doesn't take an angel to come down from above. Everyday angels take every opportunity to shine a light or lend a hand, share a smile with the people they meet. This is for those everyday angels, the sunshine in somebody's day. You know it's alright if we just try, 'cause we're all just learning to fly. We're all just learning to fly. We're everyday angels walking this world with me.
Thank you, Gypsy Gals. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center. My name is Gail Grossman. Whenever you are on your spiritual transformational journey, we're glad that you are here. Thank you for joining us. It is time now for our community greeting. We share our energy with hugs and handshakes. If you prefer not to have a hug, just stick out your hand. Our community greeting is brief because we gather in the community room after our service in the narthex, where there'll be time for greeting over there. We will signal time to stop with music and chimes, and then you'll return to your seat. Ready, set, go! Where's the meditation?
Okay, we do the meditation, then the to
Thank you, everyone, for taking your seat. I have a number of announcements that are very exciting. Later this fall, once a month, we will be having transformational stories from individuals from our congregation. I don't know if many of you remember that we used to have people come up and say their moment of truth. So that is back. If you would like to share your story, see the newsletter link for a form to fill out that form and the guidelines for telling your story. Our guest speakers today, the Gypsy Gals, are offering a workshop from 11:30 to 2 on the 4 agreements. You're invited to attend even if you didn't sign up in advance. Unity Women's Group meets this Friday, September 13th at 1 p.m. Tom Sanderlin will be offering a program on Qigong. It has a multitude of mental and physical health benefits. All women are welcome to attend. Unity Men's Group, not to leave the men out, meets Saturday, September 21st at 9 a.m. The men's group is studying chapter 22 of the Quest on Release and Affirmation. Spirit groups sign up were amazing last Sunday. 3 groups are already filled, and there are only a few spots left in the remaining 4 groups. If you're interested in participating in the fall session, please see the Spirit group host at the table in the narthex after the service. Next Sunday, we will be collecting food and clothing for the Leesburg Food Pantry and Haven Women and Children's Center. Please be generous. We expect some newspaper coverage and want to demonstrate our participation in providing for others through our outreach program. We thank Maggie Mastalka for our media and public relations coordinator for her skills in getting us this press visibility. The Friendship Cruise, all aboard, still has accommodations to purchase your ticket for the Sunday for September 20th. It's Friday, September 20th. See Jerry or Judy in the narthex. Jerry had his captain's hat on, if you saw earlier today, so he'll be out there selling tickets. You don't need a passport because the cruise will be held right here in our own Pat Bennett Community Room from 5 to 7. If you're a new member and would like to learn about our PAC, Pastoral Assistance Care Team, please join the meeting on September 22nd at 11:30 right here. It's the team that helps others, which is led by Karen Donahue. Unity Spiritual Center is a team effort, and there are several teams that could use your help. The welcome team, the outreach team, the decorating team, the trash and recycle team. See the online newsletter for details and who to contact to step up and help. As you know, Jim Hall and his wife Rhonda will be moving to Fort Myers soon. Ooh. Joan Pete will serve as president of the board. Reese Dolan has been appointed to fill the vacant seat and serve as member at large. Both will serve in those positions until the new board is elected in February 2020. Next Sunday is a very, very, very exciting Sunday. We will be celebrating our mortgage payoff right here. After the service at 11. I know those of you who have been with us for a long time, this has been a long journey. It's been incredible. We had the Pine Tree property, we bought this property, we sold that property, and we paid off our mortgage, which is amazing. So we will have a mortgage payoff party with a burning bowl service at 11. It was a team effort of real estate, financing, capital campaign, construction, legalities, banking, and more. We hope all who were involved in the transactions related to the Pine Tree property and the Dome property, which is this, will be here to be acknowledged. Everyone is encouraged to be part of this grateful celebration. Our prayer chaplain today is Denny Ralston.
Our prayer chaplains today have on purple stoles. If you would like individual prayer, they'll be standing here at the front after the service. The Unity World Day of Prayer is this Thursday. It's a time to dissolve our personal borders as we realize God is within us, around us, an active source of life, love, and wisdom. The theme for this year is Infinite Presence, Unlimited Potential. I'd love for you to share this thought with me that's right below the Thursday I celebrate. I celebrate the vast possibilities for my life. We have handed out papers that have both places that you can go online to join with Unity Village and worldwide folks from Unity in celebrating this World Day of Prayer. We've also given you a guided prayer. So whatever you can do on Thursday, we'd love to have you join with us from wherever you are that day. The daily word is presented by Unity, and the word for today is ageless. We are all ageless. I am a timeless, ageless expression of spirit. The Bible verse for this is, and everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? From John 11:26. May Rowland, former director of the Silent Unity Prayer Ministry, once said, "Let us forget the idea of growing old and commence to really live." We should not let inactive things or ideas clog our mind, but let new, creative, life-giving ideas express themselves in and through us. My vision for my life is ageless, as are my dreams. I spend quiet time in prayer, opening my mind to fresh ideas. I give thanks for each new way to creatively express myself. I have the confidence to try new activities and boldly plan my future. As I reflect on my dreams, I know I have the infinite power of spirit within to guide me. I step out in faith with a youthful exuberance and an unflagging energy. Please join me in the affirmation. I am a timeless, ageless expression of spirit. The spiritual power for September is order, as shown on the banner in front. In the case of order, once we have put ourselves in tune with God ideas and are cooperating with divine principle, we find that we attract right relationships with other people, satisfying and fulfilling activities, time for all the things we need to do, and right growth and development of all our powers. Let's say the affirmation together. I open my heart and mind to the law of order as I steadfastly allow divine spirit to work within me. And I invite you now to join me with a prayer for those names that are named in our prayer box. So if you'll join me with sending energy to this prayer box and to those folks that are named in the prayer box. We are so grateful to come together as a spiritual community and to pray for all the folks that are named in this prayer box today. We also pray for those who named them, for those who are having challenges who are not named in the prayer box, for any of the people that were affected by any of the storms or any of the past activities of the past week. We know that we can pull from within us all the strength, order, power, creativity for any of the challenges we might have. And we know that we can always go into our heart space and know that we have peace and calmness. And we say thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen.
goodness. Oh, a note. We need a note. Oh, you know what? We're going to do something new today. I almost forgot, but that's why I keep her to keep me in line. Now, listen, I am a certified advanced practitioner of emotional freedom technique. I'm going to teach you a quick technique that you can use before meditation, before sleep, anytime you want to feel balanced and calm. So that could be before a difficult conversation. And it balances both hemispheres of the brain, works with your body's energy system. So it's very simple. See the picture? Everybody who has a hand on the back of it will find between these two bones, between the bone that goes to the pinky and the bone that goes to the ring finger, a space in between those. And you're going to use the pads of 3 fingers on the other hand to gently tap in between those 2 bones. And that's all you have to do. And we'll switch hands, and it doesn't matter which hand you start on. So just follow along, and I'll guide you. So eyes open, eyes hard down to the right, eyes hard down to the left. Draw a big circle with your eyes without moving your head in one direction. Draw a big circle with your eyes in the other direction. Close your eyes and hum with me, row, row your boat. Now we're going to count out loud just up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to hum row, row your boat one more time. Switch hands now, and we'll do the exact same thing, and I'll call it out so you don't get lost. Now, tap the whole time. So eyes closed, eyes open, eyes hard down to the right, eyes hard down to the left. Draw a big circle with your eyes one direction. Draw a big circle with your eyes the other direction. Close your eyes and hum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath. And let it out. How do you feel? Ready for meditation? Pick, please. Did you give it to me already? I did. Uh-oh. It was hiding. So let's just do it without this. Oh, okay, ready?
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. You are the face of God.
How could anyone ever tell you
I hold you in my heart.
you were anything less than beautiful?
You are a part of me.
How could anyone ever tell you
You are the face of
you
God.
were less than whole?
You are the face of
How
God.
could anyone as we go into a deeper space, we remember that at the deepest level, we are connected to each other, and through that silent place within us, to the God of all souls, the power and the presence that brings us to this moment and carries us. We allow this flow of relationship, with others, with ourselves, and with God within us, to flow us easily and gracefully into the silence.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. If so willing, please sing with me. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me.
So this song, traditional, basically everybody knows it, right? This is a song I really refused to do for years. Until recently, I realized that it's a song about forgiveness. It's a song about being in alignment with our true innocent nature as divine beings. And it is special. It is a gift that we are these children of God. So I hope you enjoy.
Tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed. To turn, will be our delight, till by turning we come round right. 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right, it will be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right. 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right.
Oh, yes, I'm giving a talk now. And because I can't see that without my glasses, I'll look at this one sometimes. Can you all see? I am so glad to be here. Took a lot for us to get here, but we're here. And it seems like it takes a lot to live the four agreements, too. Has anybody noticed that? Or is it just me? If we have challenges in health or work or school, or I think the most challenging thing we face is relationships. How many of you agree with me? Relationships are our biggest challenge in life, right? And so where can we go to school to learn all those things about how to have relationships? Oh my, there's no place? I came here because I thought you were going to tell me. Well, it seems so simple. You know, Don Miguel Ruiz writes this great book. He tells all about the Toltecs, which are the the society for the shamans and the teachers in the Aztec culture. The Toltecs were not separate. They were the teachers and medicine people of the Aztecs. I know that because I'm an anthropologist. Okay, so oh, back one. Thank you. So it's so hard to figure out. You know, he says, well, it's simple. Just practice these 4 agreements. Your life is going to be great, right? Easy. Well, wouldn't it be nice if we had skills for that? So we're going to go to the first agreement because I want to see if we can find a way to make it easier. And easy peasy seemed like maybe an oversimplification, but I do want to make it easier. We might not quite get to easy peasy, but we might. Next, please. So why do we want to bother with this? It occurred to me, I had this prompting, I had to add this slide last night, because Eckhart Tolle said, when we accept that all relationships are here to make us conscious instead of happy, then relationships will offer us perfect alignment with consciousness. Is that not a really weird way to look at relationships compared to mainstream? Aren't we all taught that if that relationship doesn't make me happy, I should just leave it behind, dust it off my shoes, and never say another word to that person because they made me unhappy? They're responsible for how I feel. Is that really true, though? Who's responsible for how we feel? And why is that? Because we actually have another relationship. We can't get away from them because we have the one with ourselves. We have the relationship with our mind, our emotions, our bodies. So next, please. And Don Miguel Ruiz's first agreement was be impeccable with your word. And he talks a lot about using the word for someone and against someone. And he talked a lot about that because the word's formative. It creates things. When we use our word, we're creating things by how we speak, either out there to people or in here to ourselves. And we can use the word for the benefit of things or people or good things happening or against ourselves or others. But I'm going to posit something that he didn't really say, and that is that all relationships are about agreements. How many times have we been upset because we had an expectation clear that we didn't voice, and then we get upset and make the other person responsible for not living up to our expectation that we thought was an agreement because, well, doesn't everybody know that? Doesn't everybody know that you don't leave the toilet paper on the outside? It's got to come under, or vice versa, or the toothpaste cap on. I don't care what it is. But we all have these assumptions. So not only are relationships all about agreements, and they need to be spoken, and we need to also recognize the agreements we have with ourselves for our health and happiness, but there's this thing called integrity. And I had this wonderful lesson from a woman named Marjorie who is with the Way Through workshop. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they used to do the Way Through workshop sometimes at Unity Tavares before they closed. And Marjorie talked about commitment. She said that with commitment, we're afraid to make those because we think they have to last forever. That once you make a commitment, that's it. You're stuck. Stuck, stuck, stuck. And what she said was, with commitment, be all in until you change your mind. But then you have one obligation if you change your mind about that commitment, and that is to tell everybody who is involved in your commitment, be upfront, be straight, tell them, I've changed my commitment. I want a new agreement. And that's part of what we teach, is how do we get to the place of having healthy new agreements? How do we make them? How do we keep them? How do we do that for ourselves? And how do we make that happen in the real world? How do we keep these 4 agreements? Which are really 5 now, but so integrity is a thing. And integrity is going out the window all the time, because don't we always have some point where we don't live up to what we said we want to do? Doesn't that happen almost on a daily basis? So integrity is going out the window, and we have to keep coming back to make a new agreement, renew an agreement, or make a whole new one, or you agree we're not going to agree. Next, please. So the second agreement, don't take anything personally. How many of us have trouble with that? And does Don Miguel Ruiz tell you how not to take anything personally? Does he given you techniques and tools, skills, practices, other than just don't do it? I love Don Miguel Ruiz, but he didn't quite give me the toolbox I was looking for. So one of the things I want to point out is that when we take things personally, we are living someone else's dream, or they're not cooperating with our dream. Don Miguel Ruiz talks about mitote, which is the Nahuatl word for a sea of opinion, basically. We all live in a sea of opinion. Not only do we have our opinions floating all over the place in our minds, but everybody else has an opinion too. And to protect ourselves, we all have a strong need to be right. But in a sea of opinion, can we all be right? It depends on what you mean by right. We can be in right relationship. We can be right with ourselves. We can be right with God. We can be right with each other, right? But as far as being always right, it protects us, but it doesn't make us happy. We take things personally because it bothers our sense of identity. When somebody infringes on who we think we're supposed to be and how we think we're supposed to be treated. Or if we're accused of not being correct in our treatment of someone else, it hurts our self-image. It hurts our identity as good people. It hurts our pride. So if we learn to not take things personally, we have to learn a different way of protecting ourselves, because that's what the mind's job is. We go to the next slide. The third agreement is don't make assumptions. And up here, this is my thing about what I have learned in psychology, hypnotherapy, and the mind's role is to structure, organize, and predict. The mind is constantly predicting everything to keep us safe. That's why the mind wants to predict everything. But that's its job, is to structure, organize, and predict everything accurately to protect us. And all of that structure, organization, and prediction comes from our past. It becomes a filter through which we view everything and everyone, including ourselves. So we have our past out here as this grand filter that decides what we're going to accept and what we're not. Sometimes we need to change the filter, but we will always have one as human beings. It's just how we're made. And it's not a bad thing to be able to protect yourself. But recognizing when a filter needs changing, sort of like the fuel filter in our diesel truck, we dropped from 16 miles to the gallon, not towing, down to about 10 or 11, and it was time to change that filter. We want to change our filters. And that's how we get into not making assumptions, is we keep getting rid of those filters that get clogged, because those assumptions don't help us. So curiosity is a dangerous thing, and I invite you to be curious all the time. Ask lots of questions. Pretend you're on what's her name? The Magic School Bus. And let's get messy. Let's make mistakes. And let's learn. So curiosity is a dangerous thing for assumptions, because they go bye-bye when we ask questions, and we give ourselves permission to be redundant in communication. Some of you have been involved with emails with me the last few weeks. How many emails do you think we sent around and round? A number of them. Why do you think that was? Communication. That's right, and that's one of the things I teach, communication skills. Next, please. The fourth agreement is always do your best. I want to talk briefly about judgment versus discernment. Judgment is all about positioning ourselves higher than the other person, or when we feel judged, we feel ourselves positioned lower than the other person. It's about hierarchy. We are moving into what some of us see as 5D consciousness. Hierarchy is going out the window in terms of human consciousness because we all have God dwelling within us. God is acting through us, as us, at the point of us, and those judgments don't really help anymore. Discernment, on the other hand, allows us to take our divine eyes and see the divinity in the other person, and at the human level, recognize the behavior that needs addressing. But the person is not their behavior. But we still have to, in this human material world, deal with what is in terms of behavior and being a loving observer, witness, participant in order to relate to that behavior while seeing the divinity in that person, even when we need to request that they change their behavior or we need to request that we change. Oh, okay, so that better? So being gentle with ourselves is a key component. If we are not gentle with ourselves, how can we possibly be gentle truly, authentically with someone else? If we are being judgmental of ourselves, that carries over into our relationships with everyone else. They feel it, even if your words don't necessarily convey it. Your energy, your emotion, your face, your countenance, your body language, all of that will deliver the message that I'm uncomfortable in my skin, and therefore I see you in an uncomfortable way. So we're going to do a quick exercise. I learned this through Landmark Education. Amazing. So I'm going to just give you a choice. Anybody want to participate? Because I don't want to pick on anyone. I want one person who's willing to play with me. Okay, first hand up there. Chocolate or vanilla, choose. 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 You tired yet? Chocolate or vanilla, choose. 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 Okay, now I'm going to just give you one flavor. Vanilla. Choose. Cancer. Choose. Divorce. Choose. Death of your child. Choose. You see, this lesson is about deciding to choose what life hands us without giving up the idea that we are co-creators with God of our reality and that we do get to choose where we're going to stand with it. It is a powerful place to be when given something you don't want and there is no other choice offered, and you simply go, all righty then, I choose that. And it's a more powerful place to stand because you're back in your power with God. Not affirming that negative things are going to happen to you, but deciding that I'm going to make the best of this cancer or the best of this job loss or whatever it is, or the loss of my spouse or my dog or whatever. I'm going to make the best of it and be in it, be fully. Because when we're fully present, that's when God works through us. Does that make sense? So this is part of what we teach in these workshops. Next, please. So the Fifth Agreement is a new book out, and it's all about being skeptical. Because we have in the left-hand circle the whole set, like a Venn diagram in math, if you remember math, the Venn diagram, the set of everything that you could record or videotape or quantify or measure what we could say is our objective-ish reality. The right-hand story is what our mind does with it. Our mind interprets everything. Our mind interprets it, makes a story in the context of who we are and what that means for us. But this place in the center, when we believe our story is true, when we believe our story is what is, that's when we get stuck. This is a tool to figure out where we're stuck. And one of the things we do is help you get unstuck. And there are lots of ways of doing it. Next, please. In terms of being skeptical, there's only one thing that is certain. Because if we look at quantum physics, electrons, did you know, if they go through a slit, they can either act as a particle or a wave? Who'd have thunk? And we affect it. Our consciousness, if we have a conscious observer watching it, it changes how the particle behaves. Who'd have thunk? All right? So there's really only one thing that's certain. You know, time, they say, doesn't exist. We only have now. So what's this about what we experience as our past and our future? Weird. Only one thing is certain. Go to the next slide. And that is one power and one presence. And that is God, the good, omnipotent. That's it. Everything else is up for questioning. And the more questions that we ask about the nature of our reality, the nature of our relationships, the nature of ourselves, the deeper we go into unbecoming all the stuff that's been laid over our divine natures. It's like Michelangelo chipping away at those statues and somebody saying, how can you possibly see those beautiful statues inside that rock? And Michelangelo apparently said, I just take away everything that doesn't belong. And that's what being skeptical does for us. And there are ways of doing it, ways of removing those old beliefs, and we'll work on that together this afternoon. Please come. Next slide, please. So, quick plug, bring your biggest challenges for living the 4 agreements. We have a big toolbox. It's not a planned type of workshop. It's you bring it. We help you get practical tools. And our goal is not just that. We want you to build a thriving, magnetic community. And the healthier you are in your relationships in this congregation, the healthier the world gets. And the more magnetic you become for attracting and keeping new members too. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Jackie. Are there any first-time people here for the very first time? Just raise your hand. We have a couple here and a couple in the back. And I warned them beforehand that there was nothing painful about this. But just in case you weren't completely familiar with Unity philosophy, it's very simple. Unity is a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. Unity honors the universal truths in all religions and respects each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. And we are glad you chose a path to be with us today. You have some welcome cards in your packet. Is there any other first-time person here that did not get a packet? Well, just put those in the offertory basket, and the rest of us will contribute other things. And thank you for being here. Oh, I did it again. Darn it. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you.
Okay, and if we can take our offertory, our offerings in our hand, and let's say our prayer. Make sure everybody gets here. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
And let us say our prayer. God shares with us love, faith, joy, and compassion. With these gifts, we return that love, faith, joy, and compassion to this family.
Everybody, please stand for our peace song. Dancing is allowed. And if you don't do it, I will. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment God. And the presence of God reaches over us. Wherever I am, God is, and all is. The choir and Hector upstairs at 11:30, please.